Brian here from quantlabs.net. This is going to be potentially a very long email, so be prepared for it. If you're not interested, don't watch this. So yesterday I put out 3 questions out to my email list. First question was, would you be interested in this sort of service for cryptocurrency trading? Let me rewind here. I'm wondering if you have a knowledge in Python to set up a client script to receiving trading signals and execute orders immediately for you within this script. I'm trying to find out, one, would you be interested in this sort of service for cryptocurrency trading? Two, are you technically capable of configuring this type of script with Python? And then three, if you answer to both of these above, how much are you willing to pay up to monthly for this type of service? So this was sent out uh, earlier today, and this is one of the responses again. It's quite a long one, so I thought I'd make it worthwhile to answer. So I hope you find some benefit from my email. I hope it helps you in some way towards your goal of possibly setting up a cryptocurrency trading signal service. Let me just. So first, he says, I'm wondering if you have a knowledge in Python to set up a client script and da da da. So he reached out to me 2 years ago. This guy's from Australia. I don't know if you remember, but basically I asked the same question to you by email about 2 years ago. I don't know if you remember, but you used my questions in your Q&A in your website. Yep, and here we are again 2 years later. Now, this is very typical, and this is very two audiences that I address. You can tell by the questions I put out. Who's interested in monthly crypto service? Probably a lot of people, but they don't have the technical capabilities. So that's why I segregated these questions out. But I've figured something out, which I'll get into in a little bit. So continuing along, he says there are many people out there, such as myself, who lives are just too busy to fit everything in what they want to do, but are interested in getting returns from a crypto service. When they need when they need is someone with intelligence, expertise, and experience to put together where they can leverage off of this person's insights, research, and backtesting so they can make money in the crypto trading world. When I put this idea to you, there was probably one or only two companies doing that where they had a signal service. So this is where it got interesting. Unfortunately, I lost money because they were greedy and did not properly vet the people they recommended us to follow, these so-called trading masters, in quotes. Initially, they had 3 month time frame where if a person wanted to be employed as a master, they would have to have at least 3 months of proven returns before recommending us to follow their signals. But because they were so many people wanted to sign up to this monthly paid service, the company got greedy and changed the rule to 1 month for masters, then let them in to start giving out the signals. This is going to get interesting. As a result, a lot of people lost a lot of money and they shut down the service. Now, 2 years later, there are quite a few companies that offer a trading service, a trading signal. So here's my best advice and my honest feelings about being a follower of you and being part of your database, email database. While I don't read every single email you send out, I think you definitely know your stuff. So that's pretty typical, I get. I got a good feeling that you have lots of intelligence in this area and that you definitely have the experience and expertise in Python. However, now I've had a lot of people saying the same set of tips. That's why I'm doing these, because you're probably not the only one getting this. I got another person out of the UK doing this as well, and I'm listening. Sorry. However, building a successful trading signal service is another thing because it needs to be easily accessible by people around the world. Yes, that's what I've been working on. But I've got a new way of doing it. In a nutshell, let me just finish this. I'm sure a lot of people will be able to relate to this. I've been getting this for a couple of years now. When I was with the other company, it was a text-based signal service, and once you got the text recommendation to buy a stock or cryptocurrency, it was hours old because I was in Australia and the text came in at 3 a.m. My time while I was asleep, so the signals were useless to me. So I get that a lot, and that's why I'm building what I'm building and why I'm doing these market surveys, I guess you could call them. But it was really easy system to use. You get into a trade in 3 clicks. So there's some advice that I hope will help you in no order. Okay, so I already have these conversations with people, and guess why I'm building what I'm building, about to let you in on what it will be. Think about the time differences in all your subscription Signal subscribers around the world. Now, as you know, cryptocurrency is 24/7, so it doesn't really matter. For me in Australia, I would get like to get signals from 6 a.m. to 10 p.m. at the latest. All other signals after these times are useless to me. But wouldn't it be nice if you were running a piece of software on your desktop that you ran on your desktop, or if you wanted remote server um, that through like a VPS, you could do that, but it's 24 hours while you're even sleeping. Best powerful thing is making money while you sleep. That's the dream we all want. Uh, you could have a tick box so these people who want signals services from 10 to 6 p.m. can tick a box to get them, as a lot of people are awake during these times. As I said, this is going to no longer be a factor. Remember to factor in that Saturday and Sunday in the part of one part of the world happens in different days than other parts of the world. Again, we don't have to worry about it. This is what he's saying. Have different level of services within your signal service: bronze, gold, platinum. Bronze, basic, platinum, 5 star. You can also break down your signal service into different time intervals that anyone would be in the market. E.g., some people are looking for tips on which cryptocurrencies I can get in and out of quickly, where they can just nip a bit of profit out of the market in a short time. Well, that's what I do. It's just with automation. Other people want to stay in medium term in the market for a bit more profit, if you get profit, because, well, it's cryptocurrency and it can quickly move against you, as you know. Other people are happy to stay in longer in the market for the opportunity to get even more profit. Those are probably people not trading intraday. They're trading um, uh, daily or maybe even weekly. You could even have different level of risk for your trading signals, from safe, conservative to slightly more risky, but with bigger potential. Yeah, I have something called the weighted average among the five top four crypto coins that kind of is a measurement of that, but everything's so tightly integrated with each other, so it's hard to find coins that consistently uh, not trade with the big ones like Bitcoin. Recommend a minimum amount to spend for each trade. Yeah, that'll be another topic. Just a thought through the platinum service. These are your personal hand-picked signals, the ones you personally going to trade yourself. Everything I trade is myself. So whatever you see is what I trade. Generally, these signals are the safest signals you can pick to get a return of money. Okay, so remember, if this is purely only for crypto, there's no such thing as safe signals. Everything's a risk, because, as I said, it can go against you unless you have that weighted average so high it's almost a guaranteed profit. But I've seen it even go against you when you would think it should be profitable and it might not be. So at the end of the day, it's all risk. The platinum might be even more depth breakdown of why you've picked this particular trade. I could do that, but at the end of the day, people don't care about that. All they care about is what you say here: the targeted entry and exit, possible length of time in the trade, etc., etc. As I said, I've had it in a way where I've had the service send out the targets of when to get in and out. It would also give you hard stop losses, take profit, and the hard one, or hard and soft as well. And people never looked at it. People, all they cared about was just the automated entry, automated exit. They want to make money. That's all they care about. That's why we're here today. So, this third point, you need to spell out your experiences for all to see. Yeah, I've called something YouTube and Facebook. I've got over 3,000 videos on YouTube, so they've been posted since day one. I got my blog. I probably post 3 times a day, 5 times a day. So that I'm already doing. There's a whole paper trail of it since day one for the last 10 years. Then he says, this is extremely important. People want to see why. Why should I risk my money taking this trade? As I said, I've got so many videos explaining it, blog posts, you name it, on Facebook, Twitter, wherever. Explain the amount of years you've been doing this. Well, as I said, I think 10, 11 years now. All the great other things about your expertise and experience, etc., etc. As I said, you just got to watch them, listen to them. The podcast, I think I'm up to 800 episodes now. It's crazy what I do. So it's all out there. It's got to find it and consume it. Your path of experience when you started until now, your trials and errors, it's all in there. And your knowledge, etc. What people want to read before before being comfortable and putting their money on the table. Okay, let me state this first. A lot of you have all that information right now available to you. You just gotta, as I said, either consume it, listen to it, read it, whatnot. That's up to you. So it's there. In terms what I know what people want is they want the lazy route to make money. So it's another way of me saying people are using me as a crutch to make money. So when it blows up, which I'm not saying it will, but it could, then I get blamed for it. So at the end of the day, that's not the right way, not the philosophy that humans should take risk. If you walk into a casino, you know right through walking through that door, you're taking a risk by walking through a casino. You put $10 on a poker table or a roulette table, you are putting the risk that because you decide to take that risk. If the casino uh, wants to cheat you, they will. So you know that full well, and you are taking that risk knowing that. So if you are comfortable with that risk and feel comfortable by walking into the casino, it's assumed risk on you to do that. Once you get past that, then you take your $10 or $100 or whatever the amount is you're spending and putting it at risk, deploying that amount of capital, no different than in trading. It's up to you if you want to do that. To sit there and blame a casino if it fails against you, that is ultimately your own choosing. So once you, as you say, get comfortable with that, that's your choice. What I do by using coin tracking info to validate my positions, and I'll be posting more positions later today for the last close, oh, yeah, almost 2 months less than 30 days. That's up to you to go through each and every position to verify those timestamps against where the trades come from, which is Binance. So those opportunities are for you to go through. If you don't want to go through it because it takes too much time, again, that's your choice. So even if you went with something I offer and you lose money, that's again no different than walking into a casino. That's your choice because you feel comfortable with it. I also give you the opportunity to go through everything I've done video wise, posting wise, podcast wise, position wise for the last month. So again, all of it's transparent, all of it is open. So let's go back. Point four. My message is if you're seriously thinking about doing this, do it properly with a lot of thought. Already done. Don't just put something out there with minimal amount of work just to get the dollars in. I don't work that way because the dollars will come in, but once people have a bad experience and lose money, it will ruin your reputation and people will stay away. You would think that's the case, but there's a lot of people out there on advertising on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and they are able to reach billions of people. Billions of people don't know me. So if, let's say, even 50 people got badly burned by Mr. X, let's call that person, there's probably another 7 million people that never heard of Mr. X with the bad reputation, so they don't worry about it. So they'll keep advertising on YouTube and Facebook. Again, it's up to you to research the person. It's up to you to research the reviews, what people choose, and it's up to you if you want to move ahead by relying on their service. The only difference with me is I'm addressing this as right now, showing the transparency. So continuing along. So put a lot of thought into it and craft into something specially made for the benefit of your subscribers. Totally agree. As I said, I'm going to have a program put out there that people will be able to use, connect into my signaling, right on their own desktop of their own operating system choice, and start receiving trading signals via email. And that same program will do the trading for them with Binance, with their own account, with their own account, set of keys and wallet, whatnot, where I have nothing to do with it. You just get signal. That's all you get. Your subscribers come first and you come second. Yes, but there are other traders out there probably making millions of dollars and don't need to put stuff out there. This is just another way for me to teach people what I do because that's what I like to do. No different than other trading gurus do the same thing. They like to help people and enjoy educating people, and they especially get like being paid for, especially if it works. Um, so there's that. So again, point five, show all returns, good and bad. As I said, if you saw my blog, there are postings already that show every single position, losing and profitable positions. So they're there, and same will be posted the next few days with 1 month's worth of trading from this system that I've got. So it says show all the wins. This is what is really going to sell it. I agree. It was me personally doing this after no subscriber examples to show at the moment. I would set aside 3 to 6 months of trading and record every win and loss, the dates, time, entries, exits, etc., to build the foundation of proof of trade so people have the basis of proof from you. As I said, there's a service that I provide for serious people that take this seriously, that want to join, called cointracking.info. It's right into my account. You could get access to all the trades and the trends of all the coins that I trade, and no lies there. This is the catalyst to help them make the choice to invest with you. Again, nobody's investing with me. They choose what they want. This thing will be designed. I've got open source code where you get the signal. You can decide if you want to trade that, scale up the risk, scale up each position if you want. That's why I make the code available so people can do that. But again, if you don't have that technical capability, please don't blame me because of that. The opportunity is there. The opportunity is there for you to learn. No different than you walk into a casino, you probably would walk in with some opportunity where you can maybe game the system to your advantage if you walk into a casino and play poker. No different. You get source code to enhance your trade. Okay, so continuing along. This is a cast to help them make the choice to invest with you or get someone to be your guinea pig where you feed the signal and they put their money down for 3 to 6 months. We're already currently doing that. Use this as a trial to iron out kinks in the business. Unfortunately, there are no kinks in the business. It's all called market conditions for the last month, and I've been blogging about it again on my website. You'll clearly see that the market conditions are range bound where there's been very few trades. I've been very transparent about it. I've also documented ways to circumvent that by changing your strategy type from, in my case, momentum or trend following to focus more on mean reversion. You can clearly see that on my website where all the transparency is there. All right. So again, but it's from a customer standpoint. If you expect to make profit and continuously expect profit and it loses, that you're just using me as the crutch. At the end of the day, the responsibility is on you if you want to take the risk to profit, to make money, and to choose to use that service. Again, that's your choosing. Okay, so point six, continuously ask your subscribers for advice on to keep improving the signal service. Your subscribers will have a better perspective how to keep improving the service because they are front lines implementing your signals with their money on the line. I've I've got that in place where I have a private chat service that people can talk to each other and build a private community out of that. Part of that with that chat server is there's no tracking on it. It's not on Facebook. It's not on Facebook Messenger. It's not on YouTube. It's not on Telegram where people can track and record what is being logged. This is a private, anonymous chat server that there is no third party recording. That is in place. So you would get that for life. Always remember the statistic a happy customer tells 3 people, an unhappy customer tells 10 people. As I said, I've addressed that with Facebook marketing. Get people around you to help, a partner. I already have people that help me. They're behind the scenes. If you can go on my YouTube channel, look up London Quant. I've talked about him numerous times, or Ernie Chan. I have those kind of people as part of my, I don't want to say inner circle, but I communicate from time to time. And I've got other people I've not even, you wouldn't even know um, who they are. And they're pretty high up people, and some are in high frequency trading shops, some are in banks, some are big time investor, pension fund. I talk to these people all the time, but they want to be kept behind the scenes. So I respect that, and a lot of, I just will use some of the trading ideas verified before I go out and do it. So those are already in place. Two intelligent heads are better than one. The fact is, an outside perspective on a problem or idea coming from different brain gives you a different angle or thought that you wouldn't have thought of. Doing that already, doing it for 6 weeks. Okay, this email turning into a book. So I'm going to answer your questions below. I hope I helped you in some way with my thoughts. Answers to the questions. Would you be interested in this sort of service for crypto trading? Yes, I would. Are you technically capable of setting up, configuring this type of script with Python? I'm definitely not capable. That's fine. I'm getting more of that. I'd say 95% of the responses are they're not capable. So as I said, we're going to have a solution where it's one program you download, run it, and then you will have a file to configure. I've already posted what you need to configure. I posted probably an hour and a half of videos explaining the API and secret key you need from Binance once you set up your account, and the trading signals will be emailed to you via email. So if you know how to log into an email, you're already 50% there. So that's the only other thing you'll need to configure. Everything else will run and you're good to go. You need to make this process as easy as possible for me to engage with the service, so I'm interested. Problem solved, hopefully. There's a lot of people other in my shoes who are not capable but interested. We've already answered that. We said about, what, 95%? If you answer to both of the above, how much are you willing to pay up to monthly for this type of service? So this is the $1,000,000 question. Let's go through it. It depends on the level of service you provide. As explained, I prefer platinum service because it minimizes the risk of trade to me. Because the master trader is trading this exact signal as I am and has detailed all the reasons why, including entry points, exit points, and the amount of money to use. The amount of money is something different, and that is going to be the next phase of this. Right now, I've not really talked about this, but in Binance, the minimum that you're allowed to trade is $10 US, because it's all going to be nothing but Tether, USDT, and that would be 10 equivalent dollars from your account to trade that. And I'd probably stick with that for now. But if you're a programmer, if you're technical, you'll have the source code to scale up that trade. And I can also provide more detail in the actual signal to measure risk if you want to scale up or scale down that potential trade. That's up to you. But you'll have that capability via programming in the source code in the Python script that I provide. This is the safest way for me to trade and minimize my loss and maximize my profit. We all want that. We know that. But again, it will be right now, and I've got it in the tutorial videos. It's a simple time stamp, the pair, and the closing price. That's all you get. But I can also scale it up where you can get more information if you actually want to uh, proceed with the programming of it or not. And I've got all my tutorials, videos explain all of that quite clearly. Also, I understand it's hard for me to give you dollar figure on something I haven't even seen and don't know details about. So here's what he's willing to pay. But I wouldn't pay $100 per month for the platinum. The reason why I would pay it is because I'm calculating that I would make more than that month. That's up to you. But anything for me to provide it for less than, let's say, $100, not worth it for me, to be honest, because there's a lot of infrastructure and time that's put into even generate something like this. But anyways, that's up to you. Over time, if my profit is more than $100 per month, then I would be happy to pay more than that. This is what I tell people now, and have been telling people. If you're not comfortable with this type of service, what you do is you fund $100 in your account. Maybe I'd say at least 300, because you may get more than 30 trades per day. So let's say if you scale it at $10, 10 Tether, 10 US dollar, you can cover that in your account. When it grows and you see it growing, then add more to the account. Okay, but that's what we're starting at, about $10 a trade. but I'll be able to cap it at a certain amount of dollars in the trading, but it depends how you proceed, right? So that's why, Brian, if you recommend a trade amount with entry and exit points, then you know how much all your platinum subscribers are making and therefore increase the monthly price because you know they can afford it. One thing that's not being considered in that point is you are always assuming in a trading signal, you're always assuming you're going to make money. We know, and I know, and you know that that is not possible. Okay, I've had Monday this week where I made 20% one day. Thursday it was down 1%. So what does that tell you? It's not guaranteed profit. So anything where I could say, will it not make money? That I can't guarantee that. But outside of the timestamp and the closing price, I can provide more data because it's futures data. I can give you what the data says, the raw data. And again, you have source code to measure if you want to take the trade or not. That is capable too, but there is programming needed to figure that out. That's my answer to that, the best way. If someone's making 4 times in the initial, they would be open to paying more. If that was the case, basically what you're telling me, if you had a golden goose, or if I had the golden goose that's laying golden eggs, and you're going to get every single egg is going to get, let's say, 4 times as it says, why would I only charge $100? I could easily sit here and say, you know what, I could open a fund, and those funds are now being opened. Uh, and that is potentially being talked about. But I could say, you know what, I need to see you are willing to put risk into this fund. So I may say minimum amount, 25,000, $100,000 if I'm that confident with my fund and the performance of it. And that's not verified as well. It's not regulated, especially if it's based out of somewhere like the Caribbean, let's say. And those funds are out there. I'm being shown that there are uh, equivalent to mutual funds and ETFs based on crypto from unregulated companies. And the question is, are you willing to take the chance to put money into it, like big money? We're talking 25, $100,000. So if they're promising these kind of performance, then they could turn around and say, you know what, we're going to increase our fee, and we're also going to increase our funds. So the onus puts back on you. Are you comfortable with it? So that could happen as well. And as I said, if someone's going to make 4 times from their monthly investment, I'd probably jack it up because if it's verified, especially on something like coin tracking, the performance is that good, they're going to jack up the fees, and they have every right to. It's no different than the what was it, the 20% cut in the profit and a 2% on top of for the operation of a hedge fund, the 220 rule that they used to have. So continuing along, if you're doing the exact same trade and making 4 times more money than investment, then you put it up because you're tracking all their profit and making exactly the same amount of money. You know what I mean? Yeah, exactly. But again, if it's performing really well, consistently verified, um, then I could turn around and say, well, if you're, I need to see you be serious, and I need to see you, or I need to be convinced why I'd want you. If you've gone through my consulting messaging as a mentorship or consulting, that letter specifically states that because you need the onus is put back on you. You got to show that you're willing to work, that you're willing to not just work, and you understand the risk. If you read that, you know where I'm coming from. I hope you found my email benefit, kindest regards. This is very beneficial. I hope you got benefit from what I talked about as I'm being upfront and honest about this. And we'll leave it at that. If you got any questions, comment away on Facebook or wherever you see this video. Talk to you later. Thanks for watching.